good, everybody? It is Thursday. What's the date? It's January 27th, 2022. It's hard to believe we're almost to February, which means the Super Bowl is right around the corner. It's a busy week here at the brand. It's the Early Edge, powered as always by the almighty SportsLine. How did we do last night? Well, I can tell you this, that Alabama, from her social media pages, hit again. But M squared, funny little story there. Jay Smooth, how about George Mason? How about St. Joe's? Bang, bang! I love it. Unfortunately, our underdog play did not hit. Ole Miss losing by 6. Oh, sometimes it's so very close. But it's on to today. And if you're not a SportsLine member, you can't have access to all of my cappers that are on today. But you can if you use that promo code EDGE. And we will switch the screens very soon. As you all know, AB's on the 1s and the 2s. There we go. Oh, what a smooth start to the show. All right. Let's meet my incredible cast of characters this morning. First, live from Nashville, Tennessee, the penthouse level, M squared. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Coach. Good morning, team. Ready to do this today. Got some more golf action for you and just counting down the days until the AFC and NFC championship. Let's do it.
It is so funny you mentioned counting down to golf. By the way, let's help out our friends over at the First Cut Podcast, which I am a big part of. They're giving away a $100 gift certificate or gift card, I guess, to Paramount Plus. Just go over to their social media, give them a retweet, give them a follow, and you can be eligible for that $100 gift card to Paramount Plus. Now, live from New York City, Jay Smooth, 2-0. 2-0 yesterday. Let's go.
Let's go, Coach. Yeah, we're going to be back for another couple plays today on the show, on the site. Make sure you're subbed. Make sure you're following. It's going to be a good one. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Now, yesterday I was just kind of surfing through my Twitter, as I always seem to do, and there came Alabama up on my screen, and she said, why don't we play a little over? What was the two teams we played the over with last night, Allie?
Anaheim and Toronto.
You're damn right it was. Anaheim and Toronto. Nice little sweat. But then I was sifting through my Twitter again, and there she said, green check mark. Very nicely done, Ice Queen. Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. Happy to be here. Nice to go on a little run again, so hopefully we'll continue that today.
I feel like you are saying that every time you come on the show. It's nice to go on my little run. You're damn right it's nice to go on your run. You just keep doing what you're doing. Now, he is the maestro. He's our anchor. He's our heartbeat. Larry Hartstein, good morning, sir.
Good morning, everyone. Allie, I'm curious, do you ever play unders in hockey?
I do, but Coach doesn't like them, so I don't give him on the show.
See? Okay. She's smart. She understands. Allie, thank you. Thank you. You know how to keep the boss happy, which is actually the maestro. All right, let's get into storylines that could affect the betting lines today. Kind of a funny one to start, and I'm going to go right back to M squared. Talk to me, Mikey.
Yeah, I'm a donkey, as most of you know, and I made the wrong play yesterday. I thought I was betting on Will Zalatoris over Scotty Scheffler for the entire tournament. It was a round one bet. We ended up winning that if you played it at Caesars. That was the only book that had that specific matchup. I still like him over Patrick Reed, which I recommended to people who couldn't find it. He's in good shape on that one. And I thought a cool part of it was I found a few listeners in Canada who requested the line from their books, and the books gave that to them. They created the market for them, and they were able to play it. So that was pretty cool. And then one more thing on Mr. Zalatoris that I didn't hit on yesterday. In the offseason here, he increased the length of his driver from about 44 and a half to 46 inches here. That has added about 12 to 14 yards in carry in his drives. That's really going to help his off the tee numbers. He was already relatively long, but now he's going to be long enough to get over pretty much every bunker that comes into play or that was coming into play for him in the past. Look for his off the tee numbers to really increase this year as well.
Oh, that is a great Chick-fil-A nugget, because this dude is going to be special. And I love the fact that certain bettors called their book and said, hey, can you give us this line? Yeah, we'll do that. That's all about educating, entertaining. Use the information to the best of your ability with the book that you have. Great information there. Now, a lot of focus this week, as you would expect, on the NFL. On the NFL championship weekend, Bengals and Chiefs. Maestro, coming back to you.
Yeah, there's always a lot of focus on the officials, and Bill Vinovich has gotten the call for Bengals Chiefs. Now, the Chiefs have a very good history with him. They won the Super Bowl with him as the head ref. They also beat the Bills in the AFC Championship with him as the head ref. But the thing he's known for is not calling penalties. He has the fewest penalties in the league. What's interesting is the first matchup, Cincy and KC, 15 penalties, a different crew in that one. Fewest pass interference for Bill Vinovich's crews, fewest defensive holding, and his crews, no roughing the passers called all season long. So we'll see if that holds true to form. Typically, penalties can lead to overs, and he is a guy that's going to let him play and not call the defensive penalties. But still, we've seen this total go all the way from 51.5 now 54.5.
You know, it's interesting because with a quarterback like Joe Burrow, as a Chiefs fan, I want a referee like this because he doesn't move. So it could be a lot of, hitting him across the face mask, those types of penalties. I love that last nugget, Maestro. All right.
Well, this brings up, I just want to bring up a bad memory as a childhood Rams fan and going to the Super Bowl where Tom Brady beat the Rams. That Super Bowl, basically the Patriots strategy was just hold these receivers, hold these very speedy receivers. They're not going to call it on every play. They were mugging guys, and there were very few calls. And I wonder if the defensive backfields, might take a similar approach with Bill Vinovich heading it up.
My goodness, I hope not. That would be a long day at the office for fans, just giving up 15 yards just because. But it could be a strategy. It could be a strategy. By the way, so many different storylines about where is Aaron Rodgers going to end up next year? Where is Gronk? It's all these morning shows are talking about. Okay, let's get into our board for the day. Now, we've got two big plays from SportsLine. And by the way, last night, having kind of a bad day, and the SportsLine came through for me big time. Colorado Avalanche cashed late last night. Seattle from SportsLine cashed late last night. So today, we're going to do two plays. We're going to go Warriors, Golden State Warriors, -6.5 over the T-Wolves. Our models have this cashing 66% of the time, so we'll take that. Then a second play from college basketball, Middle Tennessee State. Both Jay Smooth and Mad Max in the Thunderdome are on this play, plus the 2.5. They have been terrific against the spread, so we love Middle Tennessee State tonight, plus the 2.5.
Hey, right, Coach, I don't want to mess up your flow for the second time this morning, but I do want to point out that is an A play, the Golden State play, and the models just continues to do amazingly well on NBA, 58-32 plus 2140 for the season. That's overall. That includes money line and over and unders, but just on spreads, 31-21.
Drop the mic. All right, now, thank you, Maestro, so very much. Now, let's get into our boards. I love A plays for the NBA, but right now we got to go back to the links. If anybody's going to be at the Farmers Insurance Open on Saturday, come find me. I'll be walking around with little JJ, little coach. Let's go. Now I want to go back. Round 2 today. It's a Thursday. Wednesday start. So M squared. It's gorgeous here in Southern California. So a very special round 2. You know the drill, son. Give it to me.
All right, Coach. Well, I hope you're walking around with JJ following Will Zalatoris, because we're going back to the well here. The exact same matchup before you. Will Zalatoris plus 100 against Scotty Scheffler. Both of these guys are so similar, which is why they're paired together here. I love Zalatoris. Now they get to play on the North Course, which is about 3.5 strokes easier than the South Course in round 1. I love this spot for him. He is one of the best players in the world on the approach. I gave you that little nugget about improving off the tee as well. If he can just have a neutral round putting and not lose strokes on the greens, he has a real legitimate shot to go low today and really climb that leaderboard. Plus 100, not laying any juice here against Scotty Scheffler. I've got to play it again. Again, this is on Caesar Sportsbook. Maybe your books will make this market for you if you do not have it. If you can't play there, the only other place I've found that I would still consider playing is against Tringali, which is over on DraftKings.
That is great information. Mike Rice in the chat says, how do you find these matchups? Mine are always different, it seems. So, Mike, in golf, it can be difficult sometimes. Thursday and Friday, or rounds 1 and 2, they're going to be different at all the different sports books. Where you have some, formulaic where it matters or where it matches up is Saturday, Sunday, because normally they'll put whoever they're playing it with in their group on Saturday and Sunday. So it can be a little difficult on Thursdays and Fridays. But as Mikey just very, very nicely said, where you can get the matchup at, and if you don't have that matchup, you can use it against somebody else. So very well done for Mikey. All right, now let's get to the ice, because I'm telling you guys right now, if you are not following my girl on social media, you are losing money. Allie, last night again, cashing that over. I absolutely love it when I get my notification, because I have all of mine set, and I know you're dropping a pick. You're dropping one right now. Talk to me.
Okay, so I guess you guys can guess we're probably going to go with another Panthers over for today. So I'm going to go with the Golden Knights at Florida over 6.5. And I was hoping that one would open up at 6, but it just opened up right at 6.5. But I do think based on kind of how these teams have been playing, 6 actually doesn't seem to be a very common number for either of them. So I think usually when they're going over, they go really high. And in the last 13 Vegas road games, over 6.5 is 10-3. And then over 6.5 in the last 12 Panthers home games is 11-1. So just both of those two numbers by themselves, I think, are very impressive and a lot more convincing to take that 6.5. And then we have Vegas. They're scoring an average of 3.5 goals per game on the road. And then Florida is 4.75 at home. So both teams really heavily rely on their offenses. And usually when you see that, you get a lot of goals. And I think we'll see that today.
You're damn right we do. I love those numbers. My goodness, how you find these little nuggets. By the way, I know you already answered them in the chat, Mikey, but I do want to make it public so anybody else that has this issue, the Zalatoris matched up with Hideki today at some of the books. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I'll still go with Zalatoris here. Plus 100, it's the same price. I actually kind of like that matchup even better than the Scotty Scheffler one, to be honest with you. So, yeah, I do like that.
Okay, very, very good. Right now, Hideki, even though he won a couple of weeks ago, he's struggling a little bit with his driver. And on this course, you've got to drive the ball well or you are absolute toast. All right, let's now get back to college hoops. On Wednesday, this man was 2-0 right here on the show. Let's have another good day. Jay Smooth, you're up.
Thank you, Coach. Yeah, let's do it. Let's keep the ball rolling. I'm going to go find an A-Sun matchup today with Bellarmine and Stetson. So let's talk about it a little bit. Bellarmine minus 2.5 looks pretty nice. If you were on this one last night, maybe you got 1.5. You might, it's moving. So go grab it. Bellarmine 6-0 against the spread against teams that have a win rate under 50%. Stetson does fall into that category. They are 8-11 this year. Bellarmine playing their best ball right now. They had a little bit of a tough time warming up this season. November, December weren't great for their efficiency, but they are peaking. They should be playing well. They have the positive momentum and are a little bit more consistent than Stetson too. So you can expect some, predictable results out of them, which is a good thing. They do better at teams that are bad at defending the inside and mid-range of the paint. I mean, that just makes sense. They beat bad defenses, and Stetson is the third worst defense in this. Actually, they're the worst defense in this conference. Sorry, third worst offense, which is pretty incredible, saying they have North Florida, North Alabama, and Central Arkansas in this conference. It's a pretty weak conference, but yeah, I don't think this is going to be that much of a competition. Stetson is turning the ball over 21% of possessions in conference play, which is utterly disgusting, and they're allowing a 55% effective field goal percentage in conference play. So I think Bellarmine is going to come in here and wipe the floor with them a little bit. I have it around 6. It could get as high as 7 or 8 today. So yeah, grab the point. Lay it with Bellarmine. Thank you.
I don't know that I've ever said their name out loud. I've read their name a lot, but I don't know that I've ever said it out loud. Interesting. All right. We have reached that time of the show, and my phone is blowing up right now, guys. Are you guys getting the same notifications that apparently Big Ben has decided to call it a career and is going to retire, announcing that today? So just some notifications coming through on my phone. So we'll see if that is the case. All right, Maestro, it is never too early to try and beat the number. And this is the time of year that Championship Sunday and Super Bowl where props come out a little bit earlier. How do we take advantage?
Well, this is a number I should have given it out last night because it continues to fall. And I'm talking about Cam Akers rushing yards. I'm going under. At this point, I'm going under 59.5. It started at 61.5. I'm seeing it down to 57.5 at certain books. And, Sean McVay loves this guy, and everyone is amazed by his recovery from a torn Achilles. I'm faster than anyone thought he could do it. He came back, did look pretty good with some catches out of the backfield, but he's averaging 2.3 yards per carry in his 3 games back. Last week, they just hammered him into the middle of the line, 24 carries, 48 yards. He also had 2 fumbles. Sean McVay says, I have all the confidence in the world, but you still have Sony Michel, who's very reliable and averaged 4.5 yards a carry in the game against Arizona, the first playoff game. So you got to wonder if Sony Michel will get some more touches. And also look at this game script he had last week, 27-3. Sean McVay being conservative, giving him the ball. Are we going to get a similar game script? I don't think so. 49ers have the 2nd best rush defense in the league in terms of success rate, 6th best in terms of yards allowed. It's been 10 weeks since they allowed any running back to get over this number that they're giving for Cam Akers. So he might get the volume, but I don't think he gets the yards.
How many weeks since this number's been hit?
10. And you know, he might make some plays out of the backfield. He's, you know, catching passes. He's very dynamic, but in terms of running the ball against this 49ers front, I don't see it.
No, I don't see it either. They've got really strong interior play in Aaron Donald, and you got Von Miller playing the inside now a lot from the linebacker position. I love this play, and for those of you maybe new to sports betting, you're saying, hey, why are you giving out this play on Thursday? You've got to beat the number because props move just like sides and totals move as well. And by the way, don't forget, a very special prop spectacular Friday, 2 p.m. Eastern, right here on this channel. If you do not subscribe yet, do that for us. It's free.